Great rising, great being, great ended, depending on what part of time the streets is you. I just needed to take a second. Because it's not always me speaking, you know. Well, y'all may have not known. God is so good. We underestimate God so much. I don't even care if y'all like this video or not. This is definitely a God video. Because we underestimate God so much. Like, we really think we be controlling stuff, or we really think stuff is really all on us. You know, I came across this video where this girl's going around like, show me proof that God, show me proof, you know. Who are you to God to where you feel like he got to prove himself to you? And then who are you to think we are in a position to prove God to you? You know, sometimes God is just God because he God. I think the proof is when you got here. I think the proof comes soon as you were born. I think proof comes when you can think about a time or a situation that you didn't know how you was going to get through. You didn't know if you was... I'm going to speak for me. Because you know what? God don't show himself to everybody. Let's start there. Let's start there. Shout out to FYBJ, man. I heard the Chicago killing rate is down 16%. And that's God. Stuff like that. But I'm gonna speak on myself. But shout out to him for that. Shout out to him, Taste all them trying to do different and set a different example. However they had to do it, they did it. But I could think about so many times in my walk of life, especially when I was on a wicked path, like nights I did not know how I made it home. And to take it a step farther, how I made it home safely. You know? I was in some crazy stuff and around a lot of crazy things. So for me to be able to be here making these videos for y'all, that's God. Yeah, I had to put some work in. Of course. Tell me one thing that you don't have to put work in to get a result. I had to give an effort. You know, my work was cutting people off, letting go of situations, healing, these videos. So you got to do your part. And see, sometimes that's when you're going to see the best of God. When God see you giving him the best of you. God's so good, he even take the worst of you. If you willing to mold it to be better. So many things that I prayed for that I now have. So you can't tell me God ain't real. Just say you ain't experienced him yet. And then if you ain't experienced God's hand, you gotta ask yourself, well, why? What are you doing to where you ain't experienced it yet? Who are you attached to that's blinding you from seeing it? Tell me a time where you went to a job interview and you told that job to prove that it was worth you working here. Or do you just go in there and you give your best for it? You have faith that, you know what, this is a job for me because this is what I need. This is going to help me take care of this. It's going to be dependable. Well, that's God. God is a job that you have to work. If you want to see a result, if you want that payday, that blessing, you want that protection. And even then, you still gonna have a bad day at work. It's been a couple times where I've been so low, I question God. I've been so low, I've been trying to figure out, you know, God, why this didn't work out? I just didn't understand it sometimes. I was like, dang, God, why this happened to me? Why this happened to me? I remember when I was younger to the point where I denounced God. So the fact that I'm right back here in this position is God. For me, when I could have went so many other ways. But, you know, we live and we learn with that. But this is for anybody who's questioning or doubting God. Like, you ask yourself, what's going on to where you ain't seeing? What's going on to where he's not showing himself to you? What's going on to the point of where you don't understand the magnitude in which he's always been present? You don't see air, but it's always present because you're breathing, right? That's faith. The way you believe in that stuff without question, that's how you get to God. No doubt. It's just annoying. Sometimes you just gotta know. You ever woke up one day and you're like, man, I know I'm finna have a good ass day. I know I'm finna be productive. I know I'm gonna work on myself. I know I'm gonna make a change. But that certainty, you gotta have a certainty for God. Everybody want God to have a certainty for them, but y'all don't want to have a consistent certainty for Him. And then you want proof, and then you want to question. That don't make sense. See, what you need to start questioning is yourself. What's going on with yourself? To where you feel like you gotta get to a point where that you even at a point that you don't believe in a source higher than yourself. Do I want to go? Yeah, I'm gonna go there. Thank you, Spirit. Then we always talk about how we gods. We the gods. God in me. That's true once you do the work. In a way, because we all come and we all still on His will. Just because there's a piece of God in you, just because that's where you steal from, that don't make it. And that's the prophecy right now. We walk around thinking we the gods. You know what I'm saying? False information. False information is only one God. It's only one God. That's it. And you better believe it. You better believe it. Because if you don't, He'll prove you wrong and prove Him right. So wake up. It's always be great, never settle. Always be yourself, always love. love yourself enough, God loves you. Life is beautiful when you allow it to be.